Hey guys, my name is Brittany and welcome to my channel. So I'm actually in the middle of filming like my everyday makeup routine, so that's why I kind of look halfway crazy and my complexion is done and then my hair is up in these rollers and I'm actually getting ready for work. But I just wanted to do a quick brow tutorial. So this is gonna be like my updated one. I have one I think on my channel already, but this is like my easy like one product brow tutorial. So if you want to see how I do my brows, then stay tuned for the rest of the video. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that for my brows, like I've been using one product very consistently, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. And I use this literally every single day. Every time I do my brows, like I would say like good 9.9 out of 10 times I do my brows, I'm using this. Like this is my holy grail. Before this, I was using the Anastasia Brow Wizzes and then the Benefit Precisely My, there we go. I'm like, what's the name? The Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencils. And those were great, but I felt like I was running through them so quickly, like 25 bucks every 2-3 months. Like that's, you know, I mean, it's not that bad, you know, because it's like spread out over time, but when you look at it, it's like $100, maybe $125 a year on brow products, whereas this is like 18 bucks, and literally I've had it for a year and I'm probably like halfway done with it. Like, how can you beat that? Like, you cannot. So this is what I'm gonna be using today for my brows. Sorry about my quick rant, but I really do love this product. So to apply it, I literally just use an angle brush. This is a Studio M brush. Honestly, I got this from CVS like years ago. Like I was probably in high school when I got this brush. It's like super jank and beat up, but it gets the job done. So I'm just gonna dip a little bit into my pomade and then I'm going to show you guys how I do my brows. So what I like to do is I go ahead and line the bottom of my brow first, just to kind of get the shape
I just like the sound
going that I want. So I just line the bottom like that. And then my brow actually starts right here, but when I start lining it, I always start a little bit off center, so that way I can kind of bring it forward when there's not a lot of product left on my brush. So I'm gonna dip back in my dip brow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and line the top. So, and then once I get kind of to this part right here, I kind of like to create my arch. And then I help my top and bottom lines meet. So this right here is like my outline, and I like to do that on both brows, so I'll go ahead and do that on the other brow as well. So again, I'm just lining the bottom, kind of just creating that shape that I want, like that. And then dipping back into my pomade, I'm going to go ahead and line the top. And then I'm creating that arch. And then meeting those two tails. So this is where I kind of like check to see that they're like somewhat even and they're even enough for right now, I think. So then I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in. So I dip back in my pomade and I just start from the middle and then kind of fill in. And then if there's any areas that I need to fix, I'll go ahead and do that. So I just kind of filled it in and fixed any areas where I felt like my brow needed a little bit of love. So it's looking like that. And then what I do is take pretty much the remainder of the product on my brush, and And then I'll go ahead and fill in this front part here. So I just kind of do like soft strokes, just filling it in. And then, excuse me, I had to burp. Once I get towards this bottom part here, I just kind of like to do soft strokes. And then in the front where my hairs are a little bit shorter, I just do upward motions like this with my brush. And I feel like that just creates that softer look and that more like gradient look in the front of the brow. So this is how my brow is looking, and I think it's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. So again, I'm kind of starting in the middle, filling it in, and then fixing any areas that needs to be fixed. And then I make my way to the front, do really light strokes. Then once I get to this bottom, really light strokes, then upward motions with the brush. Okay. So then these are my brows right here, and I think they look pretty good. I mean, of course, you know, that's all subjective, but they look pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and close my pomade and put down that angled brush. And then this is the part where I feel like makes your brow. So this is like, I feel like one of the most important parts to having like a super fleeky, flawless together brow, which is concealer. So for concealer, I'm going to be using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And that is just this one right here. And I'm just using the shade Caramel. And I'm going to be using this Morphe M432 brush right here, which is just a nice like kind of like flat top brush. And that's what I'm going to use to kind of clean up my brows. And honestly, this concealer is amazing. I like to use it for like spot treatment, not treatments, but covering spots. And then also too, obviously for cleaning up my brows. That's what I use it for the most. So I'm just taking my flat brush, kind of like dipping it in, getting the both sides of my brush not saturated, but a little bit covered with product. And then this is like the groundbreaking, like make or break your brow moment right here. So I'm just gonna take my angled brush with my concealer, and then I'm just gonna kind of clean up my brows. And this is what makes them very sharp and what makes them look extra snatched. So if you messed up any areas of your brow, this is like the time where you can kind of just clean it up and make it look really good. So I'm just like lining the bottom of my brow, just kind of getting that effect that I want. So this is what my brow looks like cleaned up. And then what I like to do is take whatever side of the brush I was using, and I just bring down that concealer just so I don't have like any harsh lines. So I just bring it down and kind of blend it out that way. And then what I'll do, just to make the front a little bit more natural, I'll just take my brush and I'll take it this way, up and down. We'll just say up and down, vertical. And I'll just make a couple of little marks at the bottom, just to make it look a little bit more natural and feathered. So this is what the brow looks like once it's kind of done. So this is my brow before, after, before, after. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that other brow. So I'm just repeating the same steps, just kind of lining underneath. And I like to raise my brows just because it makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on and what I'm working with. And I'm just doing really short strokes. So I'm not doing a continuous motion, but just really short strokes, just because I know I personally don't have a steady hand, and this just makes it easier just for me to get the kind of line and look that I want underneath. And my hand is pretty far up on the brush. I'm low-key like choking my brush, but this is how I do my brows.
I just like the sound.
Okay, so I just blended out my concealer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do those little strokes in the front. And then make sure everything looks nice and clean. And then now I'm just gonna take my finger and just blend out the bottom of that concealer, just so everything looks really natural. Okay. And these are my finished brows. So literally only use 2 products and 2 brushes just to get this brow. This is my not so quick but quick brow. I think it only took me like 5 minutes to do this, 5 or 6 minutes. So I got kind of good, and I even explained it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my brow tutorial, and obviously subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching.